Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Amritpal Singh. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. India celebrates the 76th Republic Day with pomp and show at the Kartavya Path. Military might and cultural diversity of the country on display. India's Republic Day celebrated across the globe. Indian community comes together in the United States, China, Russia, the United Arab Emirates, Beijing and Dhaka, among other countries, to celebrate. Impeached South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol indicted for insurrection. Australian Open defending champion Yannick Sinner retains his title, beats Alexander Zverev, becomes the first Italian to win 3 Grand Slams. India celebrated its 76th Republic Day today with iconic parade at the Kartavya Path in the national capital, leading the celebrations. President Draupadi Murmu led the nation in celebrating the day with special focus on 75 years of enactment of the Indian Constitution and Jan Bhagyadari, or people's participation. This year, the celebration are a unique blend of India's rich cultural diversity, unity, equality, development and military prowess. The parade began with the President taking the salute at the Kartavya Path. As is customary, the parade heralded by 300 cultural artists playing Sare Jahan Se Acha with musical instruments from different parts of the country. And President of the Republic of Indonesia, Prabowo Subianto, witnessed the parade as the chief guest. Kartavya Path witnessed a march past by the marching contingents of the Indian Armed Forces and the Indonesian National Armed Forces and a military band of Indonesia's military academy. The marching contingent consisted of 152 members with 190 members in the military band. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi extended his greetings, sharing on X. He wrote, and I quote, "Today we celebrate 75 glorious years of being a republic. We bow to all the great women and men who made our constitution and ensured that our journey is rooted in democracy, dignity and unity. May this occasion strengthen our efforts towards preserving the ideals of our constitution and working towards a stronger and prosperous India," unquote. And from impressive displays of military might to cultural showcases, the 76th Republic Day celebrations highlighted the nation's progress and unity. Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto joined the President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Modi for the occasion as this year's chief guest. Diptanshu Kashyap gives us a closer look at events in this report.
New Delhi came alive as India celebrated its 76th Republic Day with a grand parade at Kartavya Path. Thousands of spectators gathered to witness this vibrant display of India's military prowess, cultural heritage and unity. Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto was this year's chief guest, who joined President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the celebrations, underscoring the strengthening relationship between the two nations. The parade showcased India's progress, blending modern technology and traditional elements. The Republic Day celebrations began with Prime Minister Narendra Modi laying a wreath at the National War Memorial, paying tribute to the brave soldiers of the Indian Army, Navy and Air Force. President Murmu, accompanied by President Subianto, was escorted by the President's bodyguards as they made their way to Kartavya Path to witness the parade. The two leaders were warmly welcomed by Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and other top defence officials. The parade featured contingents from the Indian Armed Forces, with soldiers marching in perfect formation and military bands adding to the spectacle. Among the highlights were the Indonesian military band and their marching contingent, as well as impressive displays of India's defence technology. From the T-90 Bhishma battle tanks to the integrated battlefield surveillance system, the event showcased India's military strength and its commitment to self-reliance in defence. The 1st Army contingent leading the mounted column was 61 cavalry. It was followed by 9 mechanized columns and 9 marching contingents. T-90 tanks, Nag missile system, Pinaka multi-launcher rocket system, Agniban multi-barrel rocket launcher, Akash weapon system, vehicle-mounted infantry mortar system called Aerawat were also displayed at the Kartavya Path. The parade concluded with a breathtaking flypast by the Indian Air Force, featuring the Rafale, Sukhoi 30 and Jaguars. This aerial display highlighted India's air strength and technological advancements. The 76th Republic Day Parade was a powerful reminder of India's growing position on the world stage and its continuous march towards a bright and prosperous future. Diptanshu Kashyap's report for TD India.
And several world leaders extended their greetings to India on its 76th Republic Day. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio congratulated India on its 76th Republic Day, recognizing its significance as the foundation of the world's largest democracy. He highlighted the growing U.S.-India partnership as a key relationship of the 21st century and expressed optimism about deepening cooperation. Israeli ambassador to India, Reuven Azar, extended his wishes on the Republic Day. He posted a video on the microblogging platform X and congratulated India on establishing itself on the world stage as an independent and proud nation. And President of Singapore, Tharman Shanmugaratnam, and Prime Minister Lawrence Wong wrote to President of India, Draupadi Murmu, and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, respectively, to convey their congratulations on the occasion of India's 76th Republic Day. The British monarch King Charles III extended his greetings on India's Republic Day. In a message, he said that he greatly values the strong ties and special friendship that the two countries share. The 76th Republic Day of India was celebrated by Indian embassies across the globe with great enthusiasm on Sunday. Here's a glimpse of some of these celebrations. The Indian Embassy in the United States of America in Washington, D.C. hosted a reception to celebrate the Republic Day of India with friends of India and prominent members of the Indian community. The event celebrated the spirit of Indian Constitution and showcased elements of Indian culture and cuisine. The Indian Embassy in Beijing also celebrated the 76th Republic Day of India. The Ambassador of India to China, Pradeep Rawat, unfurled the tricolour at the embassy to mark the occasion. He also read the President's message to embassy officials and members of the Indian community who attended the ceremony. The event also witnessed vibrant cultural performances. The Indian community in the UAE came together on Sunday morning to celebrate the Republic Day with spirited ceremonies at the embassy in Abu Dhabi and the consulate in Dubai. Indian ambassador to the UAE, Sanjay Sudhir, unfurled the tricolour at the embassy, while the Consul General Satish Kumar Sevan hoisted the national flag at the consulate. And the Indian Embassy in South Korea organized the flag hoisting ceremony to mark the Republic Day at its premises on Sunday with enthusiastic participation from members of the Indian community. The vibrant cultural segment of celebrations included dance performances by children from the diaspora on patriotic songs. And members of the Indian community in Bangladesh's capital Dhaka took part in large numbers in the celebrations at the High Commission. The High Commissioner to Bangladesh, Pranay Verma, unfurled the national flag. He welcomed the Indian community members attending the event. And on the eve of the Republic Day, a traditional folk dance of Punjab Bhangra was organized. Dignitaries from South African government, members of the diplomatic corps, the Indian community attended the event. They were enthralled by stunning performances on the occasion at Johannesburg. And the High Commission of India in Colombo and other diplomatic offices in Sri Lanka also celebrated the 76th Republic Day. Acting High Commissioner Dr. Satyanjal Pandey laid the wreath at the IPKF Memorial in Colombo. Cultural programs on patriotic themes were also presented on the occasion. And history was made at the Tral Chowk in Pulwama district of Jammu and Kashmir as the tricolour there was unfurled for the first time. The flag was jointly unfurled by an elderly, a youth and a child, symbolizing the unity of generations and their shared commitment to the nation. Over 1,000 people attended the event as patriotic songs echoed across the town. And the Republic Day celebrations were also held in the Indian state of Maharashtra. Chief Minister of the state, Devendra Fadnavis, hoisted the national flag at his official residence in Mumbai. In Thane, the Deputy Chief Minister, Eknath Shinde, hoisted the tricolour as part of the celebrations. And India's Minister for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, attended a program at the Indian Agriculture Research Institute marking the Republic Day in New Delhi. Praising the invaluable contribution of farmers, he stated that the nation cannot thrive without them. Comparing farmers to God, the minister said that I consider myself a servant of the farmers, and he said that serving you is my worship.
किसान के बिना हिंदुस्तान तो क्या दुनिया का काम नहीं चल सकता। और इसलिए मैं अपने आप को मंत्री नहीं समझता, किसानों का सेवक समझता हूं। आपकी सेवा मेरे लिए भगवान की पूजा है। किसान का कल्याण के बिना, किसान के विकास के बिना विकसित भारत नहीं बन सकता। और इसलिए प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में 6 सूत्रीय रणनीति हम लोगों ने बनाई है। अगर किसान को सुखी करना है, खेती को फायदे का सौदा बनाना है।
The Beating the Retreat ceremony at the Atari Wagah border in Amritsar in Punjab showcased a display of patriotic fervour and military precision on the eve of India's Republic Day. The iconic ceremony, known for its synchronized drills and lowering of the national flags, drew a large crowd of spectators from both sides of the border. The vibrant atmosphere was heightened by spirited cheers, patriotic slogans and a deep sense of national pride as the attendees celebrated the Republic Day ceremony. And still to come on this edition of DD India Live, US deports illegal migrants from its soil. Israel blocks thousands of Palestinians seeking return to North Gaza in a row of hostage return. Voting underway in Belarus with Lukashenko set to win a record 7th term.
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
रिटायरमेंट प्लानिंग के लिए तेरा एसआईपी के बारे में क्या ख्याल है?
रिटायरमेंट अभी तो पूरी लाइफ बाकी है यार।
और तुझे नहीं लगता अगर रिटायरमेंट के बारे में अभी से नहीं सोचे तो आगे जाके प्रॉब्लम होगी?
पर रिटायरमेंट के बारे में सोचना क्यों है इतना जरूरी? जब तक आप रिटायर हो जाएंगे महंगाई काफी ज्यादा बढ़ जाएगी और आपकी इनकम वो तो रुक ही जाएगी। इसीलिए आज ही म्यूचुअल फंड्स में एसआईपी शुरू कीजिए और हर महीने थोड़ा थोड़ा करके धन इकट्ठा कीजिए एक कंफर्टेबल रिटायर्ड लाइफ जीने के लिए। अधिक जानकारी के लिए अपने वित्तीय सलाहकार से परामर्श करें। LIC म्यूचुअल फंड द्वारा निवेशक शिक्षा की एक पहल। म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिम के अधीन है। योजना से संबंधित सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Amritpal Singh. South Korea's impeached President Yoon Suk Yeol was indicted by prosecutors on charges of leading an insurrection with his brief imposition of the martial law. Last week, anti-corruption investigators recommended charging the jailed Yoon, who was impeached by Parliament and suspended from his duties over the incident. Yoon's lawyers had urged the prosecutors to immediately release him from what they called illegal custody. In South Korea, insurrection is one of the few criminal charges from which the president does not have immunity. The charges are unprecedented for a South Korean president, and if convicted, Yoon could face several years in prison. In a major blow to Bangladesh, the Donald Trump administration has put a freeze on US developmental aid to the country following his executive order, which mandates a pause on foreign aid to review whether aid allocations align with his foreign policy priorities. The Trump administration had announced immediate termination of suspension or suspension of any work in Dhaka under contracts, work orders, grants, cooperative agreements, etc. On procurement of instruments. The U.S. donor agency USAID made the announcement on Saturday, confirming the immediate suspension. The freeze has also impacted other sectors that rely on U.S. funding, from education to health to democracy and governance, and of course the $2 billion fund given under the Rohingya emergency fund for dealing with refugees there. The U.S. Department of Defense's military aircraft conducted 2 deportation flights to Guatemala on the January 23rd. Each flight carried around 80 migrants as part of Pentagon's response to President Trump's recent national emergency declaration. While military planes have been used for international relocations in the past, such as during the 2021 withdrawal from Afghanistan, this is the first known instance in recent memory where they were used to deport migrants. The Pentagon plans to deport more than 5,000 migrants currently held in El Paso in Texas and San Diego in California using military aircraft. Additionally, 1,500 active duty troops, including 500 Marines, have been deployed to the US-Mexico border following Trump's executive order declaring national emergency on US's southern border. US Senate has confirmed Kristi Noem as President Trump's Homeland Security Secretary on Saturday. This places a key member of the Republican cabinet into position as Trump launches a wide-ranging immigration crackdown. Noem was the governor of South Dakota and shares Trump's hardline immigration views, calling illegal immigration an invasion during a confirmation hearing earlier this month. Noem will take over as the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, which oversees border security, deportations and illegal immigrations, paperwork, as well as emergency response, cyber security and U.S. Coast Guard and Secret Service. She was confirmed by a vote of 59 to 34 in the Republican-led Senate. And U.S. President Donald Trump is invited to address the Congress session on the March 4th for his first formal speech to lawmakers since returning to power. U.S. Speaker Mike Johnson sent a letter on Saturday inviting the president to share his America First vision for the country's legislative future. The letter mentioned the phrase "America's golden age" has begun, invoking what Trump used in his inaugural address on Monday. The president has been away from Washington since Friday, using the first trip of his second term to visit the disaster-struck states of North Carolina and California before addressing supporters on Saturday in Las Vegas and Nevada. Israel announced on Saturday that it was halting plans to allow Palestinians to return to northern Gaza, citing Hamas's failure to release a fifth hostage as a breach of the truce. An Israeli military spokesperson called it a violation, while the Hamas attributed the delay to a technical issue. Meanwhile, on Sunday, large crowds of displaced Palestinians were seen gathered at the Al Rashid Coast Road in the Wadi Gaza, waiting for permission to cross into the Gaza city. The Israeli army is still
to progress with the implementation of the agreement for the return of the female and male hostages, and we are prepared and await with responsibility to receive all female and male hostages that are set to return in the near future. Hamas did not comply with the agreement on its obligation to return civilian females first.
Meanwhile, in Lebanon, 3 people were killed and more than 30 others were injured in clashes with Israeli troops while these people were trying to return to their homes in South Lebanon, where the troops remained on the ground after a deadline for their withdrawal passed on Sunday morning. Lebanon's health ministry has said this. Israel has said that it intended to keep troops in the south beyond Sunday's deadline stipulated in the U.S. brokered ceasefire that halted last year's war with Hezbollah, and on Saturday ordered residents not to return until further notice. Around 6.9 million people are casting their votes in Belarus on Sunday. In the presidential election that may give another 5-year term to incumbent President Alexander Lukashenko. Lukashenko faces 4 opponents this time, but none of them pose serious challenge to him. Although the US and the EU claim of unfair and rigged elections, as the independent media are banned and leading opposition figures have been jailed or forced to flee the country. And responding to the Western attack of unfair elections, Lukashenko said that no one was expelled or banned. It is the law that enforces conditions and it must be respected.
Someone chose a jail, someone chose an exile, as you say. We did not expel anyone from the country, and moreover, we opened the country. And I have probably already stated 5 times that we are not vindictive people, not malicious. Everyone will be given a chance. In any country, one must be responsible for violating the law.
You're watching DD India Live. Time now for some sports news. A clinical Yannick Sinner swept past Alexander Zverev to retain his Australian Open title on Sunday, becoming the first Italian to win 3 Grand Slams. The 23-year-old came through a tense battle with the world's top 2 players, 6-3, 7-6, 6-3. The victory also put him alongside Andre Agassi, Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic as the only men to successfully defend their Melbourne Park titles this century. While Zverev remains one of the world's best players never to taste Grand Slam glory, failing short once again in his 3rd big final. India has have qualified for the semi-finals of the Under-19 Women's 2020 World Cup after they thrashed Bangladesh by 8 wickets in Kuala Lumpur on Sunday. Chasing 65 runs for victory, India got off to a flying start with opener Gongadi Trisha scoring 40 runs off 31 balls. Captain Nikki Prasad along with Sanika Chalke took India past their finish line in the first Super 6 stage match. Earlier, India opted to bowl first. They kept Bangladesh under pressure by taking wickets at regular intervals. Vaishnavi Sharma took 3 wickets to restrict Bangladesh to a paltry 64 runs in their 20 overs. Captain Sumaya Akhtar was the highest scorer with 21 runs. On the momentous occasion of the Republic Day, scuba divers from Dwarka in the Indian state of Gujarat paid a remarkable tribute to the nation by unfurling the tricolour beneath the sea. With unwavering patriotism, they carried the national flag deep underwater, symbolizing the indomitable spirit of India and its unity in every realm, land, air, sea, and now underwater, undersea. That's it in this edition of DD India Live, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India's mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code that you see on your screens right now to download. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Amritpal Singh from my entire team here in Delhi. Thank you for watching DD India Live.